Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors. In an earthquake, bad news. Take for yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop and do the DCH. Drop, hover, hold on.
This message is sponsored by the Australian Government, AusAid, and produced by NEMA in collaboration with WinFM.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, St. Kitts and Nevis. Good morning to the Leeward Islands. Good morning, OECS. Good morning, West Indies. Hey, good morning to Tutmun and Bagay, wherever you are, whichever part of the world. Good morning to you, good evening, and welcome to another edition of Island Tea here on WinFM 98.9. I am Troy Biff Mills, and I have the pleasure of being the sidekick, as it were, to one called Cortensia, live and lively in the studios. But if you just give us a second, we organize something here, a thing or two, and we're going to be having a wonderful show this morning, and I wouldn't say she abandoned me. She couldn't make it on Wednesday and Thursday, but she is here now, and we are going to have a wonderful time. And she's just getting herself tits and that, checking, make sure she's getting the right sounds and the right levels. And hey, give us a sec, and we will be right back. Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On The Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WinFM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Biff Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On The Ball with Troy Biff Mills on WinFM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Welcome back to Island Tea
We are live and lively, and as I say, good morning to Cartencia. Good morning, Cartencia. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm good, thanks. What about you?
I am blessed, highly favored, and giving thanks. Thank you. And how did you spend your 2 days away from me?
Working.
Ah, boy.
That's it. Yeah, it's all about work. I tried to tune in, but I couldn't because you know how aviation is quite busy. So I tried, but I didn't get a chance to tune in. But I'm here today. Thank you for holding it down. I think you did a very good job.
Oh, thanks a lot. And
So
I got that impression as well.
we thank you. On behalf of myself and Quinn, good morning. We thank you. Just to remind folks that we're on your FM dial at 98.9. We are being simulcast on TVC Channel 40, Facebook, as well as YouTube. Our local number, if you wish to bring something pressing to the fore or join in on the conversation, 466-0989 in the U.S., 135-921. 4619 or 1718-285-6984 in the UK, 0333440065. To all our regular listeners, a pleasant good morning. To those of you joining for the first time, good morning and welcome in to today's edition. Already the 6th day of March, the days are pelting. I can't say running, they're pelting. They're moving very, very fast. We have quite a bit of topics to cover. I don't know if you're going to get through all of them, though, Biff, but we see the SSZ, the seasons, or the seasoning as I like to call it. It's hotting up again.
Yes, definitely.
And then I see the UK government impose visa break on 4 countries. I see St. Lucia now needs a visa to go to the UK. I said that Prime Minister is he's going through the ringer. Let me put it that way. And when I see the cost for those visas, boy, it's rough. And then I also see on the international scene that Trump fired Kristi Noem, so there's a lot happening around the world. I wish I can wake up and say that the world is going good, but as the Lester Lewis song say, all over the world is problems, just problems. Well, no, I think that's Pastor Webb, but only Jesus alone can solve them, for he is the man with the plan. So let me change that. Pastor Webb sang that song, yeah.
Well, a lot of things happening over, and the president of the U.S. indicating that they want to be the person to select the leaders for Iran.
Well, that's not his place, and even the Deputy Prime Minister of UK said in a statement that I was reading earlier this morning when I woke up, that's not his place. You can't decide, you can't. You want to choose for Venezuela, you want to choose for Cuba, now you want to choose for Iran? No, it is not your place. Just like how he said they were going to clean up the Gaza and make it into an oasis. How is that your place? You live over there, mind your business. Let the people do what they need to do in their varying countries. It's obvious they didn't change him for 30-something years because from what I read, he was in power since 1989.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't understand why he thinks he has a chance to choose where to lead. The people chose you in your state. Let the people choose who they want in their country.
And remember also, their constitution is saying that a president can be in office for 2 terms.
Where? Over there?
In the U.S. And and the U.S. president says he's willing to give $250 million to run a 3rd term.
Listen, power is a funny thing. It makes people greedy, and I don't think nobody wants him for 3rd. I swear everybody that voted him turn against him. No, because of how he would have had their economy going. The farmers are suffering, as he would say, I'm trying to use this word in the correct context, bigly. They're not doing well, and he's firing people left, right, and center like he's on his show, The Apprentice. Like,
But Cartencia, I always say, I support him 100% with every single thing he's doing.
Why? Because he said that's what he would have done?
Exactly.
Yeah, so
while he was campaigning, he said, I'm going to do this, A, B, C, D, down to whatever. And now he's in and he's doing it. Strangely enough, I heard some persons say that people have been saying they thought he was joking.
How did
I mean,
that
come
man
on.
was in already? He showed you he was never joking. Why would he come in for his 2nd term and joke? Trump doesn't joke.
I can't understand
I
it.
don't even think he has a sense of humor. Because his jokes fall flat on the ground. So he doesn't joke. Imagine, as I said, and I agree with you, I see all the time, he told them who he was. They bought into him still.
Exactly.
So at least he wasn't lying to anybody.
Of course not.
He said, this is what I'm going to do, this is what... And they voted him because they wanted him to do it. But now that he's doing it, they don't like it. So it's sad that they have to deal with that, but they made their choice. Just like how they said, kill Jesus and give us the thief. So they wanted their house to be vandalized further.
Give us Barabbas.
Exactly. They didn't care that he committed larceny. They did not care. They just wanted their house to be vandalized. So give us the thief. We're going to deal with the thief. We don't want the just and holy man. But
Well, that is life. And strangely enough, I was in a discussion that apparently he may be producing, and his illegal team producing an argument to say the 2 terms the Constitution doesn't say consecutively or otherwise, just 2 terms. So he's pushing a notion that he served 1 term, he was out, and now he's back for 1st term, so he can serve a 2nd term.
that's not a 1st term. That's his 2nd term. He thinks he's the smartest. It doesn't work like that. I think he's trying to be like his, I don't know if it's his friend still, Mr. Putin, because he promised he'll be out after that, but then he put something in his constitution to extend his reign for further. So maybe he's trying to do the same. But no, Americans know their rights. They're an entitled bunch, and they're going to do what they need to do to get rid of him. So he's not going to get a 3rd term under no shape, form, or circumstance. I think most people over there are tired of him, and he's not going to make it. Good morning, Miss Henry. I haven't heard you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Cleo. Hi, Burl. I know Burl probably would have watched the press conference.
Well, he was in yesterday. He made a call. And since I'm here, I haven't heard a thing from Miss Henry. I'm hoping she's okay. And speaking of her, Sunday is International Women's Day. So happy International Women's Day, Miss Henry, and to all the ladies that listen and call in. And of course, yourself, Cartencia.
Thank you.
In case we don't get around to my saying it later.
Yeah.
A happy International Women's Day. And speaking of that, the St. Kitts and Nevis Olympic Committee, every year they have something with women. And what they're doing this year, they're having a workshop for the females on executives of the national associations. And there are some 13 national associations affiliated with the St. Kitts and Nevis Olympic Committee, including the St. Kitts and Nevis Table Tennis Association, which I have the privilege of being president.
Okay.
And we also have the distinction at table tennis of the only executive where 50%, the only association where 50% of our executive are females. We have an executive, an 8-member executive, and 4 are females, including 1 from Nevis. So, of course, we're always inviting females to be a part of it. So, all the ladies out there, happy International Females Day when it comes around on Sunday, just in case we don't get it slip us to mention that.
I don't think they're going to like that you changed your name. It's Women's International.
Well,
Yeah.
my apologies.
We don't say male international, we say man.
But then we had the group in, the Ministry of Gender Affairs, they were in on Wednesday it was,
Okay.
and a very lively discussion, Men's Day, Women's Day,
Yes.
and which one it is? I think one of them was started in Trinidad actually.
The men's.
The men's was started in Trinidad,
Yeah.
and it says that we can do things here in the Caribbean to gain international attention.
So we only had for the women and the girls. We didn't have for the boys and the men. So Dr. Tulak Singh, he made sure that there was a day for the boys and the men.
Speaking of boys and men, Her Excellency, that is Jacinth Henry Martin, the ambassador for St. Kitts and Nevis at the OAS, she presented at a forum they had, and she was speaking about women and girls capitalizing on the technology, the digital age especially, appealing to more women and girls to get involved in that. So I thought that was a good thing, because traditionally the females, and maybe the world, they're thinking that that sort of area is for more suited for men, more for men. But in today's world, is there any area in anything, occupation or otherwise, where one could say, well, that is more a female thing or that is more a men thing? Because you ladies are driving these big backhoes and excavators and things like that.
Maybe we never drove them before because that was a man's world. But now that we would have shattered the glass ceiling and infiltrated professions that were like seen as just only men.
Mhm.
Yeah, we can do everything.
Definitely.
If we're allowed to create life, then we can create anything else. We create meals, we keep a house, we do all these things, so we can do anything.
Definitely. And it is said behind, well, it was once said behind every successful man, there's a woman.
A very good woman.
But
let
that,
me put that in there.
I think that has changed now to rather than behind, to beside. Beside.
What are we supposed to be?
Beside every successful man. So, and which to me is a good thing, Hortensia, because it's bringing the woman from in the back rather than behind, you're now beside. So you're line and supportive. Not that you won't at the back or behind, not at the back when you're behind, but beside every successful man, there's a woman.
I have to put in a very good woman. Yes, ladies, I'm for us. I'm for the men too, because we can't do without you. You help us make the babies with the help of God. So I'm for you too. But yeah, there's always a good woman behind there. Even though sometimes the good women finish last and the good men finish last. Weird. I wasn't gonna just say women. I was gonna go for men too. Because sometimes, as the nice guys would say, oh, y'all don't want us. Y'all want the opposite guys, the indifferent guys. I don't like to call anybody bad. The indifferent guys. So, yeah.
Hortensia, we're going to go quickly to a break, and then we're going to take our first caller, if persons so wish. So stick and stay. Don't go away. You're listening to Island Tea here on WinFM 98 Point Back, and we will be back in a few.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9 Win FM.
Buster! We run things, things are on we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Large and in charge, like for the party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste, Buster, bolder, better, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster, live in full color.
Buster!
Need to get your goods to St. Kitts and Nevis? Look no further. TDC Shipping has you covered with reliable cargo solutions by land, air, and sea. Whether it's a package from across the world or a large shipment of goods, TDC Shipping makes it easy, affordable, and stress-free. And with our Airbox service, ordering from your favorite online stores just got even easier. Ship straight to your mailbox and let TDC Shipping handle the rest. Fast, secure, and even to your door. Visit us today at the C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Park or Penny's Industrial Site, or call 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis. TDC Shipping, where reliable service meets unbeatable convenience. TDC, together we succeed.
Welcome back to Island Tea here on WinFM 98.9. And forgive me if I didn't introduce myself at the start. I am Troy Biff Mills. And just in case you're joining us for the first time this week, Quint, the quintessential one, or Q, he is on some well-deserved R&R. So I have been holding it down, trying to wear his shoes, and they look like they're size 12, and I'm about size 7 or 8, so I'm still going to try. Hortensia, we have our first caller on the line.
Okay, caller, go ahead. Good morning, you're live on Island Tea.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning,
Hey,
Hortensia.
how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm trying to be better than yesterday. Missed you for a bit. I know I wasn't in, but I still missed you.
I miss you, and Lord, I miss Quinn.
He's coming back. He's soon back, man. He's soon back.
So anyway, now, tell me, why is it Mayor Motley is asking Iran to cease from defending themselves. Why isn't she calling for America to stop bombing Iran?
Interesting question.
No, she ain't addressing the people who started, but she addressing the people who's defending themselves. Make it make sense. Why are we in the Caribbean seem to be bending? Everybody just seem to be folding up and just like everybody's scared, so they have to go along with everything America said, just like because they're afraid they will penalize or something. It's better to keep silent than to come on and say that, because then you're putting us now another target on the Caribbean back, which we don't need.
I know.
It's bad enough we got America in with neck breathing.
But I regard that caller as, well, before I mention that, the president of the U.S.,
But she
President
asking
Trump,
them to cease unprovoking military action against the Gulf states.
Yeah, but
you know the ones that are not causing problems. But if she understands, they're not trying to do anything to them. They're trying to target all the American bases and embassies in those states.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I can understand where she's coming from pertaining to those states that aren't trying to be in the fight.
Yeah, but what she should address also, but when you're addressing that, why not address who started it? Why not call on America to also cease?
well, bearing in mind the president did say, I heard him say that he appealed to Iran to not retaliate, because if they retaliate, he's going to increase the pressure.
First.
But that's like
Yes,
like you mashing me.
Statement.
Of course it is. It's like you mashing me, and I'm apologizing to you, Cartensia, for putting my foot under your foot, but you're the one mashing me.
Yeah, you started it first.
But exactly. No, and what is I see England now putting limits on St. Lucia visa. What are they trying to do?
They're
It seems like
saying-
everybody punishing St. Lucia.
They're saying that they are basically coming in regularly as tourists, and then they are seeking asylum. Yeah, so they're trying to curb that.
But it just seemed to me like somebody's putting a lot of pressure on that poor man's neck. He seemed like he's been targeted, punished for something, like go along. It just seemed like somebody's punishing him.
Yeah, but you want to stay or you want to come here? Because
And another thing, Cortesia, I heard DJ Marisha talk. Let's deal with with St. Kitts. Now I heard DJ Marisha talking about a stabbing in Tabernacle over the weekend, and when police was called, police couldn't show up because there was no police vehicle. And up to when he did a thing on yesterday where he walked from the police station to where the crime took place, it's only a 5-minute walk. And he
That's
did that,
interesting.
and he said up to that day, police have not even gone to the crime scene, to where the incident took place, to even question anyone. So is this person that got stabbed up by his brother, is that gonna just die down and nothing gonna happen? Because if they ain't go to ask questions to the witnesses, that means I wondering, did they even gonna ask questions to the victim?
So did the person die, or the person is still alive?
From what he said, the person is in the hospital.
Okay, but the police just did not go and investigate.
Right. The police said they could not go because they had no vehicle.
But as you rightfully said, he walked.
And DJ Marisha walked from the
Yeah,
police
exactly.
station to show that they could have gone to the scene if they wanted, because it was only a 5 minutes walk.
Okay.
that seems interesting.
Yeah, because the fact that he could have walked and the long-time police walk Why is
So,
it?
so that mean if they had called and said well, there was a mass shooting or something, they would have said we can't come because we have no vehicle.
Oh, that's sad because it sheds another dim light that it makes it look like the force doesn't care, which I want to believe that is
They seem very incompetent. Caring is not the word, they're incompetent.
I was saying caring because the fact that he could have walked, that means they could have walked and they could have investigated it, although it's family related, it's still an offense committed against someone else.
Exactly, and from what he said, the perpetrator have not even been picked up. So I guess they ain't got no vehicle to go look for him yet. No, sir. You sound so backward.
No, I don't mean to laugh, but this is how you make it sound. It sounds very sarcastic. Yeah, because if they could have walked to the scene and dealt with an investigation there and then, yeah. And this is why I say sometimes people lose hope in the force because it's like, it seems like they don't care. I know we are all human and sometimes the force can be overwhelmed, but they have to do what they have to do.
It's a crime. You cannot be overwhelmed. Yeah. It's a crime that is going on. I mean, from listening to the story, that young man could have been dead.
Yeah.
Because from listening to DJ Marisha, he and his brother had an altercation, an argument. The brother went home, came back with the knife, chased him to the back of the shop, and stabbed him up. So he could have been dead.
Yeah.
And police have not gone to investigate.
Cleo, we may have to call. I'm sorry, you will have to call back because we have a program coming up at 7:30. So we have to take a break. All right, hon. Thank you so much. You have a good morning.
Thank you very much for calling, my dear.
Juego Caribbean Numbers puedes convertir tus números favoritos en grandes premios en efectivo, hasta $20,000. Por tan solo $1, elige tus números y juega a tu manera. Quiniela, pale o tripleta, el que tú prefieras. Acierta los números ganadores y gana efectivo. Es divertido y tan fácil como 1, 2, 3. Tus números a tu manera. Es tu momento. Siente la emoción en cada jugada. Disponible en cualquier agente del Caribbean Lottery en toda la isla. Debes tener 21 años o más para jugar. Por favor, juega responsablemente.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Welcome back to Island Tea here on WinFM 98.9. And we have a guest in studio with us. So we're going to go live into studio 2. And we're going to say good morning to a wonderful guest. I'm going to let, well, I let the cat out the bag. I said, did I say here? Well, I'm going to let him introduce himself, Cartensia.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is John Francis. Your usual every other Friday concerned citizen. I decided I'm going to put a tag onto it. It's called concerned citizen. Yeah. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Because everything you speak about, you're concerned.
Yes, and
so,
you just gave me some clues, and it's thrown me a little bit now, actually, because I think what you just said can actually preempt everything I was thinking of saying, but I won't go there. I'll leave that for another day. I'll stick to my script. We're talking about this Nevis stuff, but anyway, that's another conversation. So today I want to touch on a topic which I've called murder in paradise. Okay, murder in paradise. What do I mean by that? Before I go on to that, I'd like to make a little comment about the last week, because that was the other topic I was thinking of concern. Another topic of concern was the last week's summit, and a lot was said, and it would take a long time to get involved in that. But there are a couple of things I'd like to say, about that, because I think if I say next week after next, it will be a little bit, what's the word, a little bit too far from the point. So I want to talk about it now. CARICOM. What did you think about that?
Oh boy. Well, when it goes to, when it came to that, I'm still, how should I put it? I didn't hear what I wanted to hear. So I am still listening out, because we see our minister is out on other business again, but I don't get that what we were talking about and what we hoped to hear that we've heard just yet. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that for now.
That's good, that's good. I'm glad you didn't say too much, because I don't want to talk much about that, but I think it's worthwhile mentioning a couple of things. And I think CARICOM, for me, is coming together of, it's a diplomatic exercise, it's politicians being diplomatic to each other, Okay, we've got certain things like free travel, and movement, and it brings other islands into play. We're talking about Belize, we can talk about Suriname, who else is in there? Trinidad and Barbados.
Haiti. Grenada.
But imagine free traveling to Haiti, or even to Belize without a visa. It's not going to happen. So the free movement of people in CARICOM is not really a viable situation. But it's I think if what CARICOM offers us, obviously, opportunity for the leaders to get together and to discuss things that we can do together. For example, currency. We don't have a CARICOM currency. Like we have in the OECS. I think OECS is a wonderful example of how 800,000 people, only 800,000 people, can have a currency that can match, the big currencies of the world. I mean, that tells you that OECS is powerful, and we do have movements of people in OECS. So, it does work. It can happen. The free movement of currency, people, and diplomacy still can work. But CARICOM itself it's basically, I believe, in my opinion, it is an exercise of diplomacy, because at the only policy they seem to have, the mantra is that it's a peaceful zone.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that tell? It doesn't really say anything, really. It's not a policy. It's just a mantra.
Yeah.
So, but it was a good experience. It's good for St. Kitts. It was very good for St. Kitts. I think as a creative practitioner, I was very happy to see and hear Conris do his thing. You know, I think what he did as a Calypsonian, he could never say as a politician.
But Conris said that was a 20-year-old song, and it's not something that he just put together.
Well, whatever, a good mantra never dies.
Yeah.
And what he could not have gone up on stage and said what he said as a politician, with his politician hat on. He could never say that.
Why do you think so?
Check the lyrics.
Yeah, but he said it's a 20-year-old song.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, so he couldn't go up there and start saying what he said in words without music.
Yeah.
For example, he would have said something, that would have said, this is St. Kitts' stand on the situation. But he said a lot of things that he couldn't, as a politician, stand up and say.
But since we're going to talk about CARICOM, what did you think about the Prime Minister of Trinidad just coming for that one session as Marco Rubio? How did you feel about that? Because this is my personal feeling, right? If we are going to be a CARICOM community, then you were supposed to stay for the entire thing unless there was a state of emergency in your country, because everybody else stayed, from what I gathered, or I thought I saw Montserrat left a little early too, but you being a big head right next to Guyana, I expected you to stay, just like how Guyana stayed for the tenure of it.
Well, Montserrat is only 5,000 people at the moment.
Yeah.
And so Montserrat is already it's a British territory.
Yeah.
So, but Trinidad,
I expected them to her to stay for the duration, but she left the same day as Marco Rubio left.
Well, she didn't come the last one, or Trinidad wasn't there the last one. So at least she made some effort coming this time.
But she was in power when they had the last one in 2011?
I don't know.
Because I wasn't following stuff that closely then I was flying.
I read that Trinidad wasn't there last time.
Oh, wow.
But somebody else could probably...
But to come to and to just stay that short time and then to open a can of worms and just go, instead of just making just how do I put it? In her statement, didn't have to have in the part with the conflict with Barbados as it pertained to what had happened.
Well, as I said in the beginning, the OEC, the CARICOM is a diplomatic. It's a diplomatic service. It's not really okay. It does have some trade elements for sure. When money's come in from Europe and America, it goes to CARICOM through different agencies, whether it's the Caribbean Export Department in Barbados, and then distributed to the OECS and other donors. CARICOM does exist as such. If a war came, they would look at that. But it's a diplomatic thing. It doesn't have any teeth.
No, and that's the thing. That's why I always wonder. And see, I'm trying not to ruffle feathers, but what is the point?
Well, it's a starting point. At least they can get.
For how long?
Everybody can get in a room. Everybody at one time, and the Americans took advantage of that. I think something like this happened. The guys, call them guys, I call them guys. The guys in America, they don't know the Caribbean. They know Dominican Republic, they know Haiti, Jamaica. I don't know. CARICOM, who are they? Who are in there? And somebody explained to them, well, it's the OECS, and there are 800 million people there, then there's the bigger islands who are not in there, blah, 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 blah. And some clever guys, some very clever in America, realized that on a specific day, they're having a conference. And it so happens that there are conflicts in the area. There's the Haiti situation, then there is the Trinidad situation, which I'm sure America knows about because of the oil, and the Grenada and the Venezuela. There's a Cuba situation, so America has got their eyes on those bigger islands, for sure. But somebody pointed out to him that there's also a naval exercise going on with naval ships coming in the area on 1 or 2 year period. We don't know, a couple of years. They come and they do an exercise with the young soldiers. So it's okay. We'll bring the ship in at the same time, which is part of the whole show, and then we will show up, and then we'll kill many birds with one stone. And I think that was basically the exercise. So to get everybody in the room, that's what CARICOM does. It brings everybody in the room at one time to talk about some issues. And I think the Americans made good use of that. But we don't know basically what was said, because there's two things going on. There is the meetings that we all see, the flags on the street, the people cleaning the airport to Marriott, and it was wonderful. The island looked great, and anybody driving through there would say, "Boy, St. Kitts going on, things are happening in St. Kitts." I can imagine what they were saying.
That area is always cleaned.
Yeah, but it was even cleaner, and of course they all come into one area, and then we have the meeting. Okay. Then you ask yourself, okay, what's going to come out of that meeting? What's going to come out of the meeting? The Americans made use of that, and they got everything they wanted. To do what they wanted to do, because the meeting, meet everybody, do the charade with the battleship and the big plane coming in and the stepping off and everything else, and then there's another meeting which we don't hear about. And I saw Mia Motley, when a journalist tried to talk to her about what things are. Mia Motley took protocol and said nothing to say. She wasn't rude, but she was firm. Nothing to say until the meeting. What meeting? The meeting behind the scene. And it was a behind the scene meeting. I think everybody had something to say.
But have you heard any of the leaders come out really and say clearly? I know our Prime Minister, who is a chairman, always say the CARICOM community, he has to issue any statement as a collective. But have you heard... why do you chuckle?
That's very diplomatically said.
Yeah, but have you heard anything from any of the leaders re the meetings that happened afterwards? Even Gaston's, I find, is quiet, and he's normally vocal.
Yeah, but you see, they're very smart, these young men.
Well, they have to be.
Because they have not saying anything, but look at the statements, what happened. Even St. Kitts have had movements since then. For example, the first thing that Antigua said was that what happened was that they got restrictions was lifted for Antigua. I can't remember exactly what it was, but some restrictions were lifted a couple of days after. So they got something out of that, even in St. Kitts. What was it? We got something. We had something lifted.
CBI that was on the scrutiny for like 12 or 14 years that was gone too.
I seriously believe that was part of the deal. I mean, we have to get something. That's what I think. It's part of the deal. I mean, you've said it. I didn't say it. You said it. And that's exactly what I think.
I saw the article.
Yeah. And now you're telling me about the Nevis situation. If the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, was in a room with an American, with the third most powerful person in the world, and somebody gave him a brief. Somebody gave Rubio a brief about what each island has a situation that affects us, and that zone affects Americans. A lot of the people who are going to invest in there are also Blackstone investors, and we know Blackstone is in St. Kitts through the Marine with the safe harbor as part of Blackstone's companies. So America does have influence in St. Kitts, not just people buying villas in Nevis, but actually now with what's going on in Nevis and with the zone, I think that would have been highlighted in a backroom meeting. And I think every island had that opportunity to put their case forward to America.
Yeah. And what I noticed also that happened, 2 countries, both Trinidad and Ghana, was invited to the Shield of America Summit, which is tomorrow in Florida.
Yeah. So there were everybody's trying to get what they can get out of it, which I believe it's not really the way forward. We need to go through as one voice, with one policy, and the only way we can do that is with strength, whether it's the military, where we have one army. We need an army. We need not army necessarily to fight, because we would not win, but an army would.
So if we all join up, we can't win. We can't keep us down like that. I don't like that part.
But we won't have the mission. I mean, it would take.
Even if we all contribute and get a military that probably can match that of the U.S., Europe, and everywhere else. Not that, as you rightfully said, we don't want to go fight anybody because we're a zone of peace. But if we were to join up, you don't think we're capable? Because it's a whole bunch of us.
No, but what the military does is that it provides resources.
Yeah.
It's not just for fighting. I mean, if there's a natural hurricane, earthquakes, floods, the first responders is the military to go in and help the people and build bridges and whatever's necessary. And that's that's the real job of the military, because you have able-bodied young people and you have machineries that can do things. So that's important that we have a strong military force, not to fight, but to protect ourselves. But we were not supposed to talk about that. We were supposed to talk about Murder in Paradise, yes. Which is, I wanted to talk about the craziness on our roads in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Okay.
That's what I really want to talk about today.
Okay.
And last night.
Pull the mic a little closer, John.
Yeah, last night I was driving and a car did something really incredible to me. It was like I was in a what do you call these things? These video games. You know the way the cars drives in video games. I was coming from Frigate Bay, and this little car was doing a number I could not believe it. And it so happened that that car was going the same place I was going. So I just jumped out and I said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" He said, I pointed out something. I said, "Did you know that that 30 people, 30 deaths have occurred in St. Kitts in the last 6 years?" And I think it's the 60 years anniversary of ZIZ. And I saw a really good piece of journalism, one of the best pieces of journalism I've seen in St. Kitts. A young lady did a reportage online about the deaths on the road in St. Kitts. And she was very good.
Okay.
She was really good. And she covered everything. And she pointed out the death rates, 30 a year, 30 in 6 years, and 200 fatal accidents. That's a lot. That's a lot. And then she interviewed the chief of police, who talked about shall we increase the speed? Because accidents happen because people are driving too slow. And he said that, okay, that's understandable. If you increase the speed limit, and he said, if an accident occurs at 20 miles an hour, or at 40 miles an hour, which is the limit here, you can probably get out.
Yeah.
And you'll be injured.
Yeah.
But if it happens at 55,
the likelihood is you're
there's
closer
hardly
to.
any car. If it happens at 70, which a lot of these are happening, your car's just like paper.
Yeah.
And you're in there. And so that's some of the reasons why you don't want to increase the speed limit.
Yeah.
And then I reflected on other countries and to compare the statistics. A lot of you know that I spent my last few years in Sweden. And Sweden has the best track record for road deaths and accidents.
Okay.
It's a country of 10 million people. 10 million people. And they have a zero tolerance when it comes to traffic accidents or traffic violations or in any sort. And they have 22 deaths a year. 22 deaths.
And what's Sweden's population?
10 million.
10 million, okay.
Okay, that's and now we have 40,000 people.
40.
And we have
30.
Five deaths average in the last 6 years.
Is that Okay, got you. I was trying to figure out if it's month or year.
Yeah.
Okay.
30 in 6 years.
Mhm.
30. Okay. Divided by
So
5.
5. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is how much?
Yeah.
Six deaths
Wow.
a year
Mm-hmm.
on St. Kitts in the last 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
What are the penalties like? You mentioned Sweden when it comes to you being the, I don't want to say the instigator, but you being the one to create the road accident, because nobody set out to have an accident. Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good question.
Mm-hmm.
You're driving down the road and you're drunk. Okay, you're not supposed. First of all, people do not drink at all. It's like biggest taboo, and sit behind a car. Even if you take a cough tablet, and you blow into a bag, the alcohol in that will come up from a cough tablet or a cough mixture. It's so nobody drinks at all. But if you do, and the police get you, they pull you over. It's like you've committed the worst crime ever, just to be driving drunk.
Drunk, yeah.
Okay, they will,
under the
they will
influence.
take you away from the car, impound the vehicle immediately. They'll arrest you, and they will eventually take you to court. You'll be sentenced, and a huge fine. Your license will be taken away from you for at least 1 year, 2 years. If it's your second or third offences, you probably lose your license for 10, 15 years. Not only that, you'll get a psychological evaluation, and you'll be forced to go to some kind of therapy for 6 months, and they'll even evaluate your parental responsibilities, your children even, because you must be a really crazy person to be driving drunk.
Doing all of that, yeah.
You know? And it
Wow.
works. It really works. And as I said, you have 22 deaths on the road. That's the figures of 2024 I read. And a population of 10 million people.
10 million, okay.
So you think about that. There's more people died on the road in St. Kitts than in 2 world wars.
But we have since increased stiffer penalty, and you think we would listen, stiffer penalties, I should say, and you think we would listen, but we're not. We're still doing as we please. When we had the 20 miles and it sounded serious, everybody was creeping. Now everybody is really fast. There was everybody's just shooting by. Nobody wants to wait.
But there's a couple of things. I think statisticians, policymakers, government people have to really sit down in a room and go back to the drawing board. There's a direct correlation with the deaths on the road and what's happening in St. Kitts, right? I've been here long enough to see from the number of cars increase. I mean, for example, coming home from here today, there's a traffic jam.
Yeah, Fridays and Mondays are a big problem.
Every day. Every day.
Okay.
There's a traffic jam at 8 o'clock. At a Connery coming down here, there's a traffic jam.
Okay.
And it used to take me 5 minutes from my home to here. Now I have to give myself half an hour to get to this station for 8:30. I have to leave at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
To get here. Before I could have left at 8:20 and get here at 8:30, no problem. So the cars have increased in St. Kitts, right? Now there is another piece of statistic, is that the type of cars that's been imported to St. Kitts, they are coupes with high revs engines, really fast. The Japanese cars here are built on research done on racing cars. The Toyota, and it's true, the Honda, they're tested in racing cars first, and then they put them into these little cars. And these cars can really motor fast. They're fast. And our roads are perfect for go-kart racing, for these little high-rev 1600cc cars. It's amazing. And those are the bit bigger, that goes to 6 liters V whatever. My God, they're Formula Ones. Yeah. And when you have people who invest their money in cars and their salaries, and they only get 15 minutes to drive from work to home and back again. An hour is the maximum that they sit in this car, that they spend so much money on. They want to get something out of it.
But not on the road with other.
But they
drivers.
They feel they want to. It's a power. They want to get. There's another correlation. Correlation is that who owns the road? Okay. In the beginning, it was what I got here. Taxi drivers used to say they own the road. They had the God-given right to drive fast because they're walking and they're going with $1, and they would drive crazy, and people kind of allowed taxi drivers to do whatever they wanted to.
This is the first time I'm hearing that with the other, because the taxi drivers of old, I would say they were more careful.
I would have thought so myself. And I look at them inside. You see those guys, when they get out of their vehicle, sorry, taxi drivers, I know you guys are listening on the circus, but you know, when they get out, they're guys who are retired, they're guys who used to work in the sugar factory or whatever, and they're older guys. But when they get behind the wheel, they drive like young men.
I've never had no.
Well,
I guess we had different experiences. Some of the young ones that are in now, I'm thinking, who are you driving? Why are you going so fast? What are the tourists getting to see? And as you rightfully say, maybe they're rushing to get back to make more money, but at the behest of losing some of that money in having to fix somebody's vehicle, fix your vehicle, pay the tourist. Insurance might look at you side-eye now because you're doing nonsense.
Brakes.
Yeah, all of these things. So.
Okay, so that's the first taxi. Then came along, I'm just going back years now, then came along the busmen.
Oh, they
the
drive
population
terrible.
has increased. Before there was older men who ran buses from Sadler's to town, and the older people used to come to town, and they took it easy. They couldn't drive fast because they why were you doing? Slow down. Then these drivers, these buses men, got a little bit more. It became a business, and they got 2 buses, 3 buses. And they got younger guys to drive for them. So suddenly the young guys who don't own the buses, but they're driving.
Yeah.
Okay? And they're driving hard because it's a business now. It's a real business. And they don't care at all.
Some of them even driving under the influence of the high grade.
And
Not the alcohol, but the high
and
grade.
with one hand, and with a phone in the other hand. Yes?
So I don't catch buses.
Phone in one hand, driving with the other hand, okay? And you cannot tell them anything. And then the people on the buses themselves, they get a rush from it. Because when you
really think so?
When you sit on the bus, I'm telling you from experience,
Okay.
I'm giving you all this from experience.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking the question.
I'm sitting on a bus, and I go from east to Connery. And that's the only far I'll go. Or I'll go from Connery, from west to Ross. I won't go any further in a bus. Because I know that by the time they've got up to 60 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, which is three times the speed of that area.
I got you.
Okay, it's time for me to get off.
Okay.
I get off and they can do whatever they like. You know?
Okay.
All right. So these guys, they think, okay, they're young guys, they're driving hard, and the people are in there. The music is loud, smells good inside the buses. They have cushions, they have everything inside there, and they're getting a high. So many people. So me, I say to people, "Excuse me," I would say when they're driving fast. When you get an accident, you know, the insurance company is not going to pay for your neck. You know, and if you're in America, you're going to get $1 million, lawsuit. In St. Kitts, you'd be lucky if you get a $5,000. You better tell the driver to slow down. And the people would tell me to shut up, get off the bus. And the driver stopped the bus and put me off.
Yep.
Yeah, it's happened to me many times, not 1, 2, 3, nearly every time. So I have words I would say to them. I said, look, drive, there's old people in the bus, there's young people in the bus. Didn't you see what happened down in Brimstone Hill the other day? 5 people got killed in an accident. We're in a bus, take care. But of course, this is not it's not happening. And then you have the next category of people. Those people are working, like the delivery people, the food delivery persons, the young girl I told you about who was driving crazy yesterday. Truck drivers. So we have these truck drivers, these guys with massive trucks with rock in the back, and they're driving like a bus. They're driving like a bus, not like a truck. And they can't drive like a car. Some of them actually try and drive the bus, drive like a car.
Oh boy!
And I tell you earlier, behind you, with 20 tons of rocks behind them, you know, shooting down the road. Occasionally, one of them will go down Timothy Hill and crash into the restaurant bar down the bottom there. That has happened.
Yeah.
You know?
And someone that I have used regular conversations with have told me or brought it to my attention that a lot of the trucks are driving with blocks and this and that on there, and they're not properly secured.
No, of course not.
I even got a video showing me, it didn't happen in St. Kitts, but just to show that this truck was driving with steel, and it turned a corner and it wasn't secured, and all the steel fell off. This guy on a motorbike, purely, it's like God was on his side that day. He got out the way because he would have been pinned, plucked, everything. Those things could have gone through him. He ran for his life off of that motorbike, I would say, yeah.
And then okay.
All right, yeah, we're 2 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour, so, yeah. So, John, you can close up and then we'll go to a break.
Oh, yes. Then the last, then you have the services people, you know, the ambulances, they do their thing, and the police, they do their thing. But I say all that to say that these are things that I've seen with my own eyes, and we all see it. Every time every time I get into a vehicle in St. Kitts, I see things that I say, oh my God, did I just see? That's the worst I've ever seen. That's the worst maneuver I've ever seen. And the next time I see another one, it's even worse than the one before. And it's amazing the amount of mayhem that's going on with vehicles in St. Kitts and Nevis. And that's why I call it, you know, murder in paradise, death on the roads.
Oh boy. So that's it. I know time flies when we're having fun. We're going to take a short break. John will be in a week after next. I know you always come with the good topics. So, John, until then, be safe on the roads.
Thank you very much.
All right.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Conversations like these need plenty time.
You're listening to Island Tea here on WinFM 98.9. And we're going to be going to a break. We ask you to stick and stay. Don't go away.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
This is not a drill. Liat Air's 30-day advance sale is live right now. We're talking prices so low, you'll think we made a mistake. Spoiler alert, we did it. Say hello Barbados, hello St. Lucia, hello Antigua. Book 30 days ahead for ridiculously low fares across our Caribbean network. But hurry, seats are filling up like last roti at lunch fast. Visit www.flyliatair.com or call 1268-713-5428 today. Liat Air, pride of the Caribbean.
Welcome back to Island Tea here on WinFM 98.9. And in case you're just joining us, I am Troy Biff Mills and I'm holding it down for the man Q, the quintessential one. He is on a well-needed rest and relaxation, and he will be here not next week. Well, no, I have the next 2 weeks Cartensia. Time flies. 1 week is already gone. He's off for 3 weeks, so he will be here week after next. And the Cartensia, we have a caller on the line.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island Tea. Good morning.
Good morning, Cartensia and Troy.
Hey, Billy. How are you, hon?
I'm fine, thank you. I wake up later, 1 hour behind. But anyway, I don't know if anybody brought this to the fore, but I was browsing Facebook last night and I saw an article from a Facebook page called Jamaicans, and then I went to the Gleaner and I realized that Jamaica has cut ties with the Cuban doctors, making a 50-year. I said, wow, that's so sad. Just after the 50th meeting at CARICOM and all that nice pretty speech about standing with Cuba, and now they say something to do with some technical agreement that would have expired on February 5th. That sounds, I don't know. I want to believe it's not that, but it's the latter. Is the church from the big boy? I think that's my thing. It could be, but... And then another thing, I don't know why you're on this Jamaica page so often, but then I saw something about a young 17-year-old schoolboy beat a kid in his head, and the guy succumbed, a 16-year-old. And then another article out of the same Jamaica, Lord of mercy, where they found this child, a 10-week-old child with his head stuck down in a bucket. So I don't know. I leave it to the expert, like especially with the CARICOM thing with the nurses. At least you know, for Mr. Mack to expound on that. So I'll just hang up and listen. Good morning, Cleo.
I just saw the article from the Jamaica Observer. Well, I don't have the Gleaner, I see the Observer, and it says, I'm just going to read the top part. It says, Kingston, Jamaica. Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island Tea.
Caller, you're live.
Yes, good morning to everybody, and greetings once more in Jesus Christ's name, the only Savior of sinners from the sins and from hell, by the gospel only, true faith only, according to the word only, and Jesus Christ, the second person of the eternal Trinity. Now, what I'm calling to say is this. First of all, earlier you all spoke about Trump telling people who he was, what he's going to do, and people still voted for him. You know? Well, I'm going to say that is not really true. Trump, when he was campaigning, he criticized the wall that the others before him were engaging in, and that they were starting and so in the Middle East and other places. Trump was criticizing them heavy, and Trump was saying when he got in, he's going to stop
Greg,
these wars. He's not going to engage in these wars.
That's just the one thing he did, but we were talking about what he said he was going to do, like deport people, et cetera, that he's doing it. But that's the one thing that he said he won't do that he's doing.
Right, but a lot of people in MAGA really and truly focused a lot on the finishing of these wars. And
15 seconds, Greg. We have another caller, please.
Okay. So, hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You have 15 seconds. We have another caller.
Yes, so that's why a lot of people voted for him, because they believe he was on cyber. But what I also would like to say is that concerning the issue I was talking about yesterday, where people were talking about this gender thing, confusion thing, with male identifying as female, female identifying as male. And what one of the girls said that they just said these things in churches. The churches are working with them in promoting these things. Just like some time ago, some other ladies from the government were saying churches are working with them where they're teaching that people should use condom for protection and that sort of stuff in their fornication. And I said, these churches, that's why I really don't associate with them a lot, because they are compromising the word of God. How are you going to encourage sinful acts and sinful
But
behavior
Greg,
that
our
the people
churches
will
here
end up in
don't.
hell?
Which church here in the Federation do you know encourages that?
The churches that they say that are working with them, that they got to teach these things. They didn't call the name, but they say churches, that the church is working with them where they go and teach these things.
But Greg, do you think that they should just educate a certain part of the population and not another? Isn't their job to educate everybody?
Well, what I'm saying, really and truly, these kind of things about man identifying as woman and woman identifying as man and engaging in fornication, those are not education. Those are dangerous, fatal, deadly, disastrous miseducation and misdirecting and sin, actually.
But that's
that's education.
But that's the reality, Greg. And wasn't it sometime last year that one of the churches somewhere installed their first openly gay bishop? Well, I think it was a female at that, who admitted, yes, I'm gay. And she was installed as a bishop, I think it was. But anyway, Greg, we have to have another caller, so I have to say thank you. Please call back if anything.
And hell is the reason.
Oops, sorry, I think I cut him off a little too early. Oh boy, we lost that call. Sorry about that, Greg. It wasn't intentional to cut you off. Good morning. Welcome you live on Island T.
Morning again. No, Cortensio, when you were talking to John, you were talking about Trinidad and Tobago, the lady was CARICOM. I think when y'all were talking, I think the thought that come to my mind, she went to CARICOM to snub CARICOM.
Yeah, straight up. That's how I saw it.
I think she just went to snub them.
Yeah, because even the diplomacy, even the matter that there is with Barbados, I think she should have exercised diplomacy and not speak on that in that forum. She and Mia could have had a conversation otherwise, and Mia did say, she didn't say something like that, but she did allude it. So I didn't think that was the place for that. Because
exactly.
as she Mia mentioned, she being the leader don't know everything. They have attorney general that deals with matters of diplomacy amongst countries. So I really didn't think she should have come and talk about that. And the fact that she just came and left.
That was not the time for
like
that. They could have dealt with that privately, like Mayor Motley said.
Yeah.
No, back to CARICOM also. I listened to a tape where Mark saying he was not invited to CARICOM. And for me, I think that is wrong because he's the premier of Nevis. He should have been invited. And the way how I think for me, even the opposition leaders, people that have their seat, they should have been invited to.
Excellent
because
point.
Then you're not going to be in power all the time. So they should be there to learn. Let it be learning guide as they go along. I think those people, so the opposition to hold position in Parliament, they should have been to CARICOM also.
Members of Parliament, yes. Good point, I believe
Yes,
in that.
members of Parliament.
Maybe they were invited to the opening ceremony like Mark, but maybe they weren't involved in the discussions.
Yeah, but I think they should have been invited to everything because the government change.
Yeah.
We need to stop with these petty things here in America. Whether you Democrat, Republican, everybody, if there's a forum, everybody sit down.
But since you're talking about that, what do you think about Jasmine Crockett losing her seat? I thought she did a good job. I thought they would have retained her, but I see they gave somebody else.
I thought so too, but that was a risk she took. And number one, I think she should have waited because in the way how America is, like people, look me. White America, like I'm gonna deal with the white part of America. They're gonna tell you they're with you until the tire meet the road.
Got you.
When the tire meet the road, you realize, hey, they like what you're saying, but they don't want you in certain position.
Okay, got you.
No, and to the caller that said good morning to me, good morning back to him. The Jamaican thing that he's talking about, the baby the mother for the baby, she had mental health issue. And they knew the family and everybody knew she had mental health issue. So the fact that she had mental problem, she should have never been even allowed to take that baby home with her, or they should not have left her alone with that baby. Because she had mental problem.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we have a next call on the line. Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Thank you, Cleo, as usual. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Good morning, good morning.
Hi, Mr. McMahon. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine.
All
right. When John was speaking, right, for a moment I thought he was practicing some diplomacy of his own when he talked about Modi and Paradise, especially when he turned to the CARICOM meeting.
Yeah.
You know, because one issue that apparently was not aired or it was kept on the wraps was these targeting of boats in the Caribbean waters, right? And there has been no due process involved there, you know. So that's why I thought, you know, he was being very nuanced, very diplomatic, because everybody is diplomatic these days. You know, they don't even want to refer to the U.S. as the U.S. They refer to them as Big Brother, and all kinds of little euphemisms come into play there.
Yeah.
Right? And with regards what you were saying, though, about the vehicles, vehicular traffic, and the types of vehicles and so on, I agree with him. You know, I don't know if you're probably too young to remember, but at one point, there was a vehicle called a mini morgue that was very popular on the roads in St. Kitts. And it was very, shall we say, adapted to our climate, our roads, and so on. Okay? And maybe it's time, since, you know, the whole world is changing now, and we may be forced to do something that we never dreamed of doing. Stop doing like what the metropolitan countries are doing with their huge vehicles and so on, which are necessary up there because they travel hundreds of miles and they have hot and cold weather and have to have big vehicles like that. Maybe we need somehow or the other, and I'm surprised it hasn't happened, where we have vehicles for our particular, targeted at our particular climate and island geography and so on, right? You know, we don't have to have heating and cooling in our car. Well, cooling, of course, not heating. We don't have to have the same kind of resiliency and so on to drive the long distances, those kinds of things. And that would cut down on the cost of production of a vehicle.
Mr. McMahon, hold on. Let me see if this caller is through. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Sorry, we lost him.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. McMahon.
Yeah. So ideally, I guess, who would produce something? Maybe one of the African countries. I remember, I think it was Australia that had a vehicle that was quite possible down, quite a hit down here as well. Very popular. Holden, I think it was called. So I'm wondering if we can't make some inquiries on one of those trips, somewhere down in those countries. They don't suggest that because, you know, it would make it so. It would, for one thing, it would cut down on our balance of payments. Secondly, the vehicles will probably be more resilient down here, since it's targeted for down here. Those kinds of things, and electric vehicles in particular, should be something that the islands, you know, embrace and can be adapted for. You know, so I just thought when he mentioned about the vehicles.
But with the electric vehicles, Mr. McMahon, remember we have to do a charging station. Before I left Antigua in 2020, they had built a big charging station that was
there for electric vehicles because they were
Sure,
preparing for that.
but that's the whole point. In our small size makes it ideal because we don't have to have a whole lot of charging stations. You know, you can go around the island in 30, it's just 30 something miles, and that's it. You know, so we don't need that.
Mr.
But
McMahon,
anyway,
hold.
just a thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just.
Okay.
Do we have the next caller? Caller, go ahead. Okay, I guess the caller will call back eventually, but someone said here on the wall that CARICOM leaders should pay personally for all overseas meetings. I know it will not happen, but we will see how many meetings they would go to and how many will run for political office. So I don't know if I can't say what would happen because we don't know yet if they will go or if they won't go. But as I had mentioned at the top of the hour, we were on this topic for months now as it pertained to the SSZ, and we see that the project, the Honorable Premier, Mark Brantley, there is a whole article on our WinFM page, that's winfm.com, as it pertains to his previous press conference. I think the press conference was on February 24th of last month, where he spoke about the committee being created. Basically, he's waiting for, the document has been over here for some 2 months, he's waiting for the signatures and the go-ahead. A committee has been created to oversee things, but that committee may cause delays, and as we know, contracts have time, and if that article isn't, or that whatever is on the desk of the Prime Minister or wherever it is, isn't signed in time, then they could have delays and they could fall short of the... Caller, go ahead, you're live on INT.
Caller? You're live, caller?
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, caller. How are you?
I'm good and giving thanks. And good morning to you, Hortensia, as well.
Hey, Africa, how are you?
Good. And it's been a while, but I'm listening. I wanted to chime in on Premier Mark Brantley's official absent, because he did attend it, but not on the invite of the federal government of St. Kitts and Nevis.
I don't
And
understand
that even goes to show the fallout.
So you think it's because of a fallout, or it just wasn't because it's a federal representation?
Yes, because I think if I'm not mistaken, someone from the Tobago, if I'm not mistaken, I think Kamala predecessor, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, invited someone. I think I read a little bit along that line. But it goes to show the fallout of the pushback here in St. Kitts and Nevis, especially the legislation of the SSD or SSD and the quasi committee that was established from the federal government and to look into that piece of legislation and the negative effect that it would cause and it has caused on the potential projects, destiny projects on Nevis. And you can see the technical, the diplomatic back and forth in terms of words, because it's in the purview now of the federal government that SSD piece of legislation is destiny. And you can see that Matt Brantley is like somewhat antsy in that sense, that he would talk that, well, the federal government, the Prime Minister would expedite so that that project, the Destiny project, can come on stream on Nevis, and it's been retarded. And the blame has been laid on the by the feet of the Prime Minister.
Because the Premier
And
said,
Mr.
unquote, time is running on financial and commercial commitments that have been made, so he needs to get the step in. And in the article is also mentioned that we had the Christoph Harbor, the, what is it called, Park Hyatt, and other developments, and the Nevis people had no say in that. So why should, basically, we over here have a say in what happens? Yes, the government deals with governmental
Yeah, so one
commitments.
can read between the lines and say, well, like, you know, but, you know, it is an indictment on the federal government because that piece of legislation was being critiqued by one of the highest legal luminary on the island, who happens to be the father of the Attorney General. So that piece of legislation, that blueprint, is not, and I reiterate, it is not coming from the Attorney General himself. It is like, it has external extrapolations to it. It has external meddling to it. Why our legal luminary like Casey Charles Winkins could have pointed it out and enlightened us, the lay people, about the dangers of it. You know? And it is an indictment on the government now for them to even relook at the piece of legislation which they has presented in 2025, and now going to probably revisit it, tweak it, you know what I mean? Put things in there for it to be more palatable so that it can pass. And that speaks to an indictment on the federal government, the Attorney General's office, and so forth. So that is my take on it.
Let me engage you further. What do you think about what I said just now in terms of the Premier basically saying we're holding back the progress of Nevis because he said the people voted the government to engage and bring development to their country, and the fact that we are basically holding them back. And I said we, that St. Kitts. What do you think about that? And do you think that's something that... I don't know what it is.
Muzzled, Patencia, I'm not hearing...
You can hear me at all?
I'm not hearing you clearly. But
can you hear me now?
I think the quasi committee that the Prime Minister spoke about, it entails not just petitions. It entails petition, divisions, it entails the St. Kitts and Nevis diaspora. And they're trying to come up with the best people who could really see this thing for what it is and revisit it and come up with the best amicable solution.
But Mr. Brantley himself said he was...
SSD legislation.
But Mr. Brantley himself says he was going to put a committee in place.
Mr. Brantley can go along with certain aspect of it, you know, because he's the NIA have certain prerogatives to do. But the overall umbrella is the federal, you know, because it was a federal parliamentary decision. And I think members of the NIA are part of the federal, members of the opposition, who Brantley happens to be, but they voted along with it. They voted for it. So that's a conundrum in itself, and that is why the fallout has far-reaching implications. I don't agree, though. He should have been invited. Premier Matt Brantley should have been invited, because the federal St. Kitts and Nevis were taking credit for hosting such an auspicious occasion, and it's been a long time if we ever did host something at a CARICOM level. And why are you going to exclude the Premier of Nevis? You know? So that's not nice, but that's to attest to the fallout that has happened recently. But it's not nice. That's just to show you how petty our Prime Minister and the federal government is.
Okay. All right.
It's
Africa,
pure pettiness.
I don't mean to ask you to leave, but we have a paid program now, and it's in the form of a call. So maybe you can call
Well,
back
thanks
after
for
this.
listening,
All right.
Patencia. Whatever time is allotted to me, I appreciate the time.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your
Thank you.
contribution.
Bye.
Okay, Dominic, if you're hearing me, you can call back. We have the caller back.
We could. Okay, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
Found the sound 98.9 FM.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
If you need protection, you'll need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You'll need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us.
Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it. Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it.
You can dunk it, you look it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. You can dunk it, you look it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. Anytime, whatever time. It's tea time. Whatever time. It's tea time. Snack on a delicious tea time biscuit anytime. It's tea time.
Welcome back to Island Tea. Just about 34 minutes after the hour of 9. Dominic, are you online or are you still trying to call in? We're waiting on you.
Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for waiting on me.
I didn't want to wait on you, you know. Even far away from here, you're giving me trouble.
No. It's all good. That's why you've been waiting patiently.
How are you this morning,
I know your Friday would not be complete without
oh my gosh.
me being on Island Tea.
Alrighty. So what's on the table today? Since you're not with us in studio.
What's on the table today? So let's go with what's on the table today. So on the table today is actually, let's start with the Home and Building Depot, which I am presently at, the location I'm presently at, and I chose to do it here today for a specific reason, and we're going to stick with the word table. So it's Farmers Appreciation Month, and here at the Home and Building Depots, we are giving a 20% discount to all farmers, whether you're backyard, whether you're bona fide, whether you're a horticulturalist, whether you're a florist, every and any type of farmer that we're appreciating this month for the entire month of March. And we want to make sure that our farming community, we continue to support our farming community here from the Home and Building Depot perspective. What we do, we have a saying here that says TDC Home and Building Depots supporting farmers, supporting communities, and this is just a continuance of what we started some years ago to really recognize and appreciate our farmers, no matter what type of farmers. So if you come to our Home and Building Depots on the Frigate Bay Road in St. Kitts or at Penny's Industrial Estate in Nevis, the farming community will benefit from that particular savings. Additionally, we've partnered with farmers for Nevis. On Saturdays, the shoppers can get farm fresh produce direct from the farm to their table. That's where the table part comes in from. So you must have been thinking ahead of me. So we'll have a farmer at the home and building depots on Saturdays selling farm fresh produce. And at the end of the month, on St. Kitts, we will have our annual farmers market, where we again partner with the local farmers and give them an opportunity to ply their trade directly to our customers. So our customers and our employees at the home and building depot will have a deeper appreciation for the work that the farmers put in, day out, year in, year out, to ensure that we have food safety and food security. So it's not just about the farmers, but it has a knock-on effect, if you follow me.
Yes, I see that. So
Right. So we're at the and it's 20% again off all lawn and garden. So if it's shovels, hoes, rakes, weed eaters. I know in the last conversation we spoke about weed eaters, we spoke about chainsaws. Yeah, those things are in it. Pots, soils, different types of soils, hoses, fertilizers, organic fertilizers. And here's a shout out. Yes, we do sell organic fertilizer. We sell bird poop.
you sell what?
Bird poop.
Bird poop?
Yeah. It's a fertilizer. It's organic, and we carry it as well. It's locally done here, and we are one of the local providers.
Why you made it look like y'all are collecting this bird poo and then they can come in and buy it?
No. We ain't doing it like that. No. This is nicely packaged and labeled and so on with the instructions for use. Yeah. So we have that as well. So we've thought of all of the ways in which we, from a home and building depot perspective, and by extension TDC, could support the local farming community for the entire month of March. And that's at our home and building depots. So Cartencia, this is a shout out for Quint. I know he's been
on vacation.
Subliminally sending me these messages. So if he wants to get all of his farming tools and gear now, this is the time to save on them. And of course, if you are a member of our TDC Mega Reward Loyalty Program, you also get the points when you make cash purchases for those items. So you're saving twice. You're getting the 20% discount on your cash purchases, and if you're a loyalty member, Mega Reward Loyalty member, you get the points as well.
All right, so the farmers ought to come on down. As you say, it's for the entire month of March.
Right,
But
farmers
first
need to come up or down. Yeah, they need to come on over and take advantage
Let's
of
go
the
over to
savings.
TDC because I can't. So
we're sticking on the farming theme at our automotive division. We are featuring the Toyota Hilux this month as well. Again, huge savings for registered farmers, fishermen, contractors, those kind of persons who are looking for that extra ruggedness when they hit the road, off the road. So we have a Toyota Hilux special at our automotive division, St. Kitts and Nevis again. And for those persons who are looking for a pickup truck that could handle that sort of ruggedness and so on, this is the opportune time to call or visit our automotive divisions and find out more about the special on the Hilux. Again, it will be featured as part of our Farmers Month awareness. So you may see the Hilux either at the home and building depot, at the automotive division, at some sort of farming event. So we're working with our partners as well to bring that kind of awareness to the type of vehicles that we have that could accommodate the farming community. And of course, those tradesmen, contractors, and so on. So that's a huge savings for them.
So what is the percentage of the Hilux?
It has a special price.
Oh, okay.
It's specially priced. It's not a percentage for that one. It's a special price that the store has created just for the month of March on that particular vehicle.
You read my mind. I was just going to ask if it's just for a particular time or if it's for the entire month, just as you would have mentioned with the Puma building.
Yeah. Right. So we're sticking with automotive still, and you might have a pickup already, you might have a vehicle already, so you can buy 2 tires or more and get 20% off your tire purchase.
And this is just for the this is for the farmers or this is for everybody?
This is for everybody. This is for everybody. So that's for you too. That's for Biff. That's for Quinn. That's for Lorraine. Yeah, you're looking for new tires? Sure.
Don't forget.
And it's for the listening public.
Thank you very much.
Those looking for this. Yeah, well, you have to buy them first.
Don't know how you can.
No, we're gonna continue.